Hey, beautiful beings. How are we all doing today, this evening, this morning, whatever time you are watching this? My name is Lindsay Banks. I'm a channeler and intuitive, and today I am sharing the channelings of Al Capone. Now, did not know that much about Al Capone, to be honest, and I still don't. However, he came through via a chap who had a past life reading done, and basically after the reading, Al Capone was still sat in my kitchen waiting to speak with me. So I wanted to share with you today his words. I hope you're sitting comfortably. So whenever a spirit comes through, I just say, what do you want me to write? And I put in brackets here, he takes a puff on his cigar. I don't even know if he smoked, but he showed me, that's why he showed me. So these are Al Capone's words. I will try to keep this brief. I am well known for the pain and crimes I committed. Yes, I hurt many and maybe did a few illegal activities. He laughs as he is completely understanding what he did. What I can tell you, Lindsay, is this. As a man in the early 1900s in America, it was not cool to show your feelings. To be a man, you had to be tough. I had to put myself into a place of position and power. I wasn't born into money. And at the time, money ruled the world. You didn't have any, you didn't become anything. Now is less focused on this, but then you had the family focus too. I had to establish a name for myself to earn money, to create a life for myself. I was pissed, to be honest, pissed off with how people treated me, because I wasn't a true American, but they were. We all arrived from different countries, but they forgot that. My teachers didn't like me. My family didn't like me, so I got tough. I toughened up and got involved with some people who showed me how to be successful. I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to show my parents and my teachers that I had what it took to be someone. So then I asked him, what about the gang wars? He said, ego. We all wanted to be in control and power, yet you can't do all of that. We all wanted to be in charge. We didn't really understand leadership. We shouted, swore and killed so others knew who was the boss. I never got my hands that dirty. I had my henchmen to do that. So I said, so then I had to take a break because it was quite late last night. So I came back today to continue, and this is what he continued with. He says, you have to remember, Lindsay, back in the 1920s, there was the Great Depression in America. People had very little money. In order to make money, people turned to illicit activities. Not because they necessarily wanted to, but because they had to. When the economy began to pick up again, the illicit activities carried on. It was easier, to do this than working a 9 till 5 in a factory. We realised quite early on that everyone had a price. Lots of politicians and policemen could be bribed. They may have said they were trying to catch me, but actually they weren't. Well, most of them weren't. We would pay wads of cash, so they would turn the other way. So I asked, why are you coming through now? The bribery, Lindsay, of politicians and officials was at its peak at a time when the economy was at an all-time low. Yet this has continued through the US and the world. Corruption and greed. Moving forwards, thankfully for you, this will not be the case. Our rivalries were petty, Irish versus Italian. We spoke differently, but underneath we all believed in family. Not necessarily blood family, but that we were united in our cause. I admit, not a great cause, but we were brought together for a purpose. We were actually highlighting to our country what we could get away with. We had machine guns, drugs, we peddled alcohol through prohibition. Why were we not stopped? Because the officials were raking in money through bribes. We were spending our dirty money on material goods, which boosted the economy. Cars, houses, food, jewellery, things that others couldn't buy. To say they actively encouraged it is maybe a step too far, but did they condone it? Yes. My role or purpose in their lifetime was to highlight the extent that officials could be bribed, which I did. My hands were clean when I passed. I never killed anyone. I may have orchestrated killings, but I never did them myself. So I asked him the question, because you were a bad guy in this life, what happened when you passed? He said, the same as everyone else. A tunnel, a review of my lifetime. And that was all he gave me. So I asked, what now? He said, now I am waiting for others who chose to be, as you say, a bad guy, to support them in the review process. Please note, Lindsay, there are no good or bad people on earth. This is merely your human perspective. Every soul has a role to play on this earth. Some may not be aligned with your energy, and yes, there are some who have done atrocious things on earth. These are the souls who teach other souls how to have compassion and empathy for other humans. Sometimes their actions are so shocking it actually unites people. For there may be huge disbelief or mass grief in the collective. My point that I want to reiterate, Lindsay, is that every soul has a purpose on your earth. Every single one. And that was it. So that was Al Capone's words for the collective. If you like this, then do please give a like and subscribe. If you haven't already, do check out the other conversations and channelings that I have done with Princess Diana, with Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Joan of Arc, to name but a few. They are all around us at this time. You know, they have come in close. They want their stories to be shared. They want the truth to be known about what has happened to them. And they want us to know that they are on our side and they are working with us. Wishing you all well. Namaste.